That dude right there is PJ Hall, and little does he know in this moment that the next 6 minutes of game time are going to change his life. And don't get me wrong, I love watching these top draft picks go at it, but I also love watching these undrafted guys get their big shot at the NBA. All right, let's jump into these minutes quick because it's really interesting what PJ Hall was able to do. And yes, there were some parts of it that were flashy, but there were a lot of parts of it that were just solid, good basketball. Every team needs a guy that can come down with a contested board like he did there. On this next play, there was some weird horns action that Carter Bryant just slips. So PJ Hall's just stuck on Jameer Nelson Jr. But what he shows here is he's pretty comfortable guarding outside of the arc. And sure enough, later on in the possession, when Jameer Nelson Jr. cuts through, he realizes that he can come over and help on this drive. And like I said, some parts of it were flashy, but you got to stand out because the Summer League is basically a tryout. And of course, he comes up with the board after the following inbound, but I got to include this heave in there because this dude's just a ridiculous athlete. And then this is where things really heat up because they start the next quarter, PJ Hall's still in the game. They break a full court press, and PJ's sitting right there in the dunker spot, ready to just go up off 2 feet with a two-handed dunk. And those dunker spot guys, like I always think of Aaron Gordon when I think of the dunker spot, they are so important in today's league. Another thing you got to be able to do is set some good screens and allow guys to get free and get downhill. In the next few possessions, he was just able to be a screener and create action based on the fact that he's a big body that's going to be tough to get around. Next defensive possession, Carter Bryant was starting to find a rhythm, so PJ Hall runs him off the three-point line here, but still makes it back to his man to put a body on him. He's just making things tough on the defensive side of the ball too. And you gotta love his ability to stop Jameer Nelson from making this layup, then also turn around and get a clean strip on the cutter. And let's get to the play that sealed his NBA contract, but before we get to that, if you like basketball and this kind of content, give me a follow if you have a second. So here's Hall walking up to set a screen for Khan at the top of the key. PJ Walker drives baseline, and PJ knows it's the perfect time to cut. So after the dump off, the rest is history. PJ Hall had to watch the Hornets Summer League Championship in street clothes because he was able to ink a deal with the Memphis Grizzlies. Now PJ played well in his other minutes too, but if you can pack this much into 6 minutes of gameplay, an NBA team's going to take a stab at you for the possibility of bringing energy off the bench in the future.